Well, hello friends. I wanted to give you a update on the pantry challenge. We're getting ready to go out to the garage where the freezers are. That's what I've been working on. I want to show you all the hard work. It's starting to pay off. Hey Cooper. The sun is shining. We got a little bit of snow and we got a little winter advisory. There was a little squall that came through. It wasn't too bad. When the sun's out, I don't care how cold it is. I have been working diligently on getting through all of the beef bones that I had out in the freezer. I've been making beef stock and freezing it in these 2-cup super cubes. I have also been making a variety of soups and chilies and things of that sort and packaging them in these 2-cup single servings. And then once they're frozen, I pop them out and I put them in a food saver bag and vacuum seal them. The cubes fit into these little casserole dishes, so you could either microwave them or you could heat them up in the oven. They fit perfectly. I really like that. I also have these molds that fit a 1-gallon Ziploc bag perfectly. And the cool thing is when you fill the mold, it freezes and the bottom is flat, so you can put it in the freezer and it stands up. You don't have to stack them, sky high and play Jenga with them. And you see how the bottom is flat? It is the coolest thing. So these are great for family size meal prep. I repurposed some bins from my pantry to organize some single servings in the freezers that I have. This is going to help our family so much. The kids can take it to work, they can take it to school, Ken and I can have it for lunch. And so far I have chili with beans. I'm going to make some red pork pozole, black bean soup. I did pasta fagioli, my auntie's Italian wedding soup. That's a great recipe. I have some French onion soup, some burgundy and beef, split pea soup. I have a turkey in my other freezer that I want to utilize, so I'll make a turkey pot pie when I get to it. But I have beef pot pie and chicken pot pie. I made some homemade pie crusts and cut it into the size that will fit the mini casserole dishes that the super cubes fit into. Perfect. I have some crostini with Gruyere cheese for the French onion soups. And then I have a little bit of overflow on the next couple of shelves. I have some corned beef, 3 packages of that. And here is the glorious beef stock. Oh, it does my heart good to see all that. In this bin, I have some steaks and some kebabs, all in the size for our family. Down there are the gallon molded meal prep packages. See how the bottoms are flat? They just stand up so perfectly. Just a brilliant idea. And they actually are 2 deep on a shelf, and you can fit 9 to 10 across. So that's 18 to 20 packages just on one shelf with no wasted space. Brilliant idea. I love it. On the next shelf, I have some porterhouse steaks, some cube steak. I have some marinated tri-tip, and then I have a standing rib roast that I'm keeping for when Ken's parents come visit us next month. I'm going to fix them a really nice dinner. In the bottom shelf, I have shredded beef taquitos, and I made some ground beef and cheese empanadas. I have a spot for some red pork tamales. I want to make those and get those down there. I have used up so many odds and ends and created all of these wonderful meals. I couldn't be more thrilled. This freezer is really coming along. I went ahead and I placed the bins on the top 3 shelves. I'm going to do the single serving concept in this freezer as well. In the basket, I have some ground beef. And then on the next shelf, I have some deli meat that we sliced on that slicer that we bought at for like $200 off of Facebook Marketplace. This meat slicer has been one of our best investments ever. After slicing the meat, this is pastrami, we put it on parchment paper and layer it. We package it in the size for our family. A lot of times we find at bargain grocer the big packages of the deli meat, like they have in the deli container. I think they're 5 pounds for very inexpensive. And by bringing them home and slicing them ourselves, we package them in the size we need for our family. We save so much money. This shelf has all the deli meat and some racks of baby lamb chops. And then on the next shelf, we have some beef roasts. And then down in the bottom, we have hot dogs and hamburgers. We have some more beef stock. I have another pot of beef stock I'm cooking. I'm telling you, I'm getting through those bones, and it's a really good feeling to get the beef stock completed. I have a little bit of carne asada and some osso buco. So this freezer, if you could see where we started, it's like a miracle, I tell you. It's a good feeling. Can't wait to get the single serves cooked up and ready to go. Today I made a sausage gnocchi soup, and I'm going to get that put up tomorrow. So just little by little, That is the progress I have made. And I'm so thankful, because if I hadn't done this pantry challenge, these freezers would have been a big mess. I wish I would have taken pictures before I started the challenge, because they were packed full of odds and ends. Just, yeah. And I've come a long way, baby. And I'm going to keep cooking some stuff that I can get in those single serve containers, because it's really going to help our family to have some ready-made meals, both family size and single size, for sure. And then I've worked through a lot of the odds and ends stuff. So I'm thrilled at my progress. I still have a long ways to go, though. I might have to continue this challenge maybe through the end of March to get everything done, but it feels good, you guys. It feels fantastic. I wanted to share with you my aunt's Italian wedding soup, because it's so good. We're starting out by making some meatballs. There's Italian sausage, hamburger, parsley, breadcrumbs, salt and pepper, a little Italian seasoning, an egg, some Parmesan, some Romano, and I'll put the amounts in the description box. I added a little bit of cream, and I'm just going to get this all mixed up, and we're going to make little tiny meatballs. I'm using a very small scoop to portion out the meatballs, and I'm just going to portion out the meat, set it on a sheet tray, and then go back later and roll the meatballs. I find it's easier to do this like an assembly line method. It made a ton of meatballs, nice little small meatballs. In the pan we have onion, celery, carrot, salt, pepper. We're going to saute this in some olive oil. Cook the vegetables until the onion is soft and translucent. I'm adding some garlic. We're going to cook that for a minute. I'm going to deglaze the pan with probably a cup of white wine. We'll scrape the bottom and get all the fond up. So much flavor. We'll let the alcohol cook off. Season with dried Italian seasoning. Add the chicken stock and bring it to a simmer. I like to reinforce the chicken stock with some better than bouillon chicken base. We'll just add a good tablespoon of that. The soup has simmered for 15 minutes. Now I just slowly add the mini meatballs. We're going to cook them through. The soup looks fantastic. I added a scant cup of a micro pasta. Cook until al dente. Once the pasta is cooked through, add some spinach, and it will just wilt in the heat of the soup. Top with some Parmesan cheese, and there you have traditional Italian wedding soup. The other thing that I did is I made a graph of the inventory in the freezer, and I just listed each shelf, what the items were on the shelf, and the quantity. When I use it, I use a pencil and I can make an X on it, and then once we've used them, I can either cook another batch and freeze them and put them in there, or I could just change the label on the acrylic boxes. I just printed those out on the computer. But this way, when I meal plan, I can know what I have in the freezer. This is what's on the shelf doors. And then the other freezer, I started to list the items too. Anyway, y'all, I am so thrilled to be getting organized and getting ready for this beef and pork delivery July 1st, and getting these freezers organized, getting my pantry organized, working through all the odds and ends. It's a good feeling. Anyway, until the next video, guys, I will talk to you later.